Sling TV has something for everyone. It really just depends on your mood. Enjoy live sports, news, today's hottest shows, and more. Plus, you can explore thousands of movies and shows on demand. And getting Sling is easy. Sign up and start watching in just 5 minutes. Stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. Plus, you won't get locked into a long-term contract. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the TV you love for a price you'll love. Try it today.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of Kraft Ice from a new LG refrigerator, cooling your drink to perfection. Making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. Final days to save up to $1,212 on this exclusive LG kitchen package with Kraft Ice. Ends October 19th. At the Home Depot, how doers get more done. Offer valid September 29th through October 19th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Hello, friends. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. 'Tis the Eric Zane Show Podcast. The daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. So glad that you are here. Here we go. Where I am, it's horrible weather, like four horsemen of the apocalypse type of weather. Cold, wind, rain, and autumn wind. You know what's interesting is up north in the upper peninsula of Michigan, winter storm warning. And it's like, the forecast calls for 18 inches. I'm not even kidding you. 18 inches of snow up there. Oh, my God, you must be a hardy soul to be able to pull that shit off. My God, show happens each and every day in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. And I feel much better. My God, Friday was rough. Jesus, I am not young anymore. And staying up till 3 in the morning, not like I was partying, but still, just being up that amount of time. And then the last thing you did before you went to bed was screaming like an idiot for 1 hour to a bunch of college kids. That's not easy. So, yeah, I'm not even kidding you. I barely remember sitting down to chat, because we did chat for like 15, 20 minutes or something like that on Friday. Basically me saying, hey, I am not going to be able to do this today, but I wanted to take at least a little bit of time to explain to you what was up and get the word out, because sometimes if I just don't show up, people get worried and they're like, hey, what the fuck happened to you? Where are you? So, that was what was going on there. But because when I got up and started to move around on Friday and drink my coffee, and I was like, I already feel this discomfort and pain in my vocal cords. And you can still hear it to some degree, that there's some degree of rasp to it, which isn't really pleasant in my opinion. And so I was like, boy, and I've got, 2 hours of the free podcast, do another 40 to 45 minutes on the Patreon. Ben and I are going to record this new segment that we want to do. I don't even know what the fuck we're going to call it. Listening to old radio air checks of mine or others. I don't even know yet where we are on that. But then that, and then the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And then, I keep going, and then I had PA work to do, opening night for the Grand Rapids Griffins. I was like, there's no way I can get this done. I actually will barely be able to be okay for the Griffins game. And, that's kind of want to be on your best. These people spend a lot of money, go to these games. There's 10,000 people there. I'm making it. So I didn't do anything. I wiped the schedule clean, which is a very, very rare thing for me. And I just zonked. Actually, before that, I watched a new show that I'd been meaning to watch for quite some time called Dark Winds on AMC. And it's such a ridiculous thing because, you'd think that it would be available on demand. And it's not. It's like, well, I have the channel. Who doesn't, for God's sake? And they don't make the show. They only put the first show available on your on-demand. I was like, what? And set in 1971 in the Navajo Nation, which I didn't know anything about the Navajo Nation. It's the biggest Indian reservation in America. And it is very mysterious. Who done it? Western detective, I guess. Cowboy. Oh, God. And so I watched one episode of that thing. I was like, oh, I love this show. First season was only 7 episodes. I sure hope that they renewed it because I plan on watching all these episodes. I go to watch episode 2 and I can't get it anywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I want to watch another episode. I never get time to watch TV, for God's sake. You know, so now I got to sign up for the stupid thing. Did I know? Will I ever watch it again? Probably not, because I suck so bad. But, all right. That was kind of like, all right, I'm just going to relax. I'm not doing anything. And then after that, I started to get a little drowsy, and I slept from 9, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Oh, my God. And then I woke up and drank tea. And I'm like looking up things that best practices to save your voice or to get your voice back. And so I'm doing the tea thing and warm liquids and no talking. You know, the main thing is don't talk. Do not talk. I get over to the rink and I've warned the guy, my boss, Brandon. I go, yeah, dude, I might not have 4th gear tonight. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to attempt to try until we're actually in it. Because that intro, when the team comes out, that's the big one. That's when you're really selling it, you know? I mean, you're doing a penalty kill call or a whatever. You know, it's small. It's smaller increments of energy. But that intro, you got to be on top. So I started to kick it into high gear on Friday night. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to make it. I got to the opening. It was just enough. But I could sense that there was some pain in there and discomfort. Relaxed on Saturday. Got back, did the game on Saturday night. All is well. Today, we're fine. Okay. I probably shouldn't be screaming. I don't plan on it. Plan on keeping a normal profile. There's no reason why I would want to scream at anybody today. I guess this all depends on the misery that our old pal Kenny puts me through. Hey, go back, scroll up, and look at my comment, man. I made a funny. If you could just scroll up a little bit, first of all, it's not a good comment if you made it. Second of all, quit telling me to fucking scroll up. Just shut up, all right? My God. So welcome to you. I'm so glad that you're here. Yesterday, okay, so on Saturday, I'm sitting around here, and Diana wants me to get a bunch of chores done because we're starting to get people to come over. We have next weekend we have people coming over, and so I want to keep her happy. And she says, and I know that this one spot by the back door, it's called the mud room for a reason, because people come in and then there's shit on their shoes, I guess. So it's a white floor, ceramic tile, and I know she wants me to actually get on my hands and knees and scrub it. And so she didn't even ask, but I knew it was coming. So I scrubbed that frickin' floor on my hands and knees. It's absolutely spotless. Little bleach solution, get in the grout, you know? And I crushed it. I got it all done. And then yesterday, I go outside with the dogs, and I bring them back in, and there's brown spots on the floor where a dog has stepped. At least that's what it looked like paw prints. Brown. And it was just the right brown. I was like, well, one of the dogs stepped in shit. And, I had to get upstairs to get some work done here. And I go, hey, can you do me a favor and wipe up all this? It looks to be shit on the floor. So Dinah's on her, and I was pissed off because I just cleaned this floor. So Dinah's like on her hands and knees with the Clorox wipes, cleaning up shit paw prints. Like, oh, my God. Can you believe this? This is so annoying. I just cleaned this fucking floor, and the dogs have one of these dogs, and they're tromping around the house. I go, now it's going to get all over the carpet. Probably. Oh, my God. And God knows which dog it is. There's 16 paws. I go, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother looking to see which dog. It's already gone. It's already in different little, it's all been dispersed in little shit amounts throughout the house. If we go now to look at which of the 16 paws has shit on it, none of them will have it because it's now on the carpet and the floor and my pillow, and this is ridiculous. Such is life. So I come up here, I'm sitting right where I'm sitting right now, in the exact same posture. Left leg over right knee. Left foot that is over right knee starts to get a little itchy. So I reach down like this, and I pull off my croc. This is not my croc. This is my slipper. The dog with the slipper, that's Kipper. I pull off my little slipper, pull off my little socky sock, and start scratching my foot like this. And then I'm like, what is that? What is that? Grabbing the slipper, and now the slipper is on the ground, or the croc, with the bottom of the shoe facing up. And I guess that's all it took, because then I'm getting the smell. I'm like, why am I smelling shit again? What is going on? And I look down, and on the croc, you would not believe how much feces was on the croc. I was the one who stepped in the shit. And it was, I obviously don't have it here, but it was such a square hit by my croc on top of this pile that the shit came, out from the side and somehow wound up on the side of the shoe. And so I was the one that was dispersing shit throughout the house. Like, I'm blaming the dogs. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here? Jesus. So I'm like, I grabbed the croc then, and I walked down the steps. I go, hey, I found out who was tracking the shit to the house, I said to my wife. And she's like, who was it? I go, it was me. I held it up. I go, look. She goes, jeez, man. So now I have two pieces of footwear that need to be scraped and cleaned. The croc, which is an easier cleanup job than my other slippers. I don't wear shoes, okay? In fact, I just left the house to take Diana to work because we're down to one car right now. And I wore my slippers. I don't wear shoes, and besides, it hurts right now because my foot is all fucked up with that enormous gash that's all stitched up. Jesus. Horrible way to start the day. Real shit issues. All right. So that's that. Moving on. I got more than one person who reached out to me and said that they, for some reason, really enjoyed last week, Friday, when I was here, barely awake, my trip around the radio dial. I just happened to have this old school radio next to me. And the reason why I even have it here is because it's got a cassette player, and I need the cassette player to be able to transfer over the audio from all of the cassette footage I have from my old radio air check. So that's why I was here. And just on a lark last week, I just turned on the fucking radio and decided to, and it's not digital or anything. It's a actual dial, and it works great because it gets pretty good reception. And people said, hey, it was funny just to hear you listening to all these radio stations and radio shows randomly. And I'm like, well, I guess. I mean, I didn't really say anything. I didn't rip anybody a new one or do any Jocktober or who are these podcasts or any of that shit on it. But for some reason, people thought that was very fun. So, you know me, I'm going to do it until it's no longer fun. Let's do that again. I'm starting on the far left, which is why you hear the static. Now, on the far left of the dial, no one knows these stations. They're all like public radio. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's not bad, whatever it is. Very uplifting. Is this religious? Or it's either religious or public at this side of the dial.
But it's something rarely talked about. Nancy Luis, the daughter of Oaxacan immigrants, said discrimination from fellow Latinos always hurts, but more so in this case because it came from three of the most powerful Latinos in the city.
Sounds religious.
Wasn't good at art.
Kenny just got a timeout just for the hell of it. Aha!
Thanks for the report, and we hope to talk to you again soon.
All right, thanks, guys.
Good morning, it's Jordan Felice, and you're listening to Jeremy and Amanda on 91.3 WCSG.
Oh, yeah. That's religious.
That's a good look. Forgive an X day.
Oh, that's not going to happen. No. Celebrating today, Eminem is 50, and SIG-star Chris Kirkpatrick is 51.
50?
Beavis and Butthead animator Mike Judge is 60, and George Wendt, Norm from Cheers a long time ago, he is 74 today.
Oh,
and if you're celebrating, happy birthday to you. From the producers of NYPD
Rob
Blue
says,
comes the
what
new
did Kenny
series
say?
East New York.
Doesn't
an
matter.
Exciting and raw
He
ride
could say,
along
I
with
love
the
you,
officers
Eric,
of
and I'm going to
Precinct
ban him.
74. The premiere of East New York right after...
Josh says he didn't say anything bad. Yeah, no, I know. I know he didn't say anything bad. He just said. I get sick and tired of seeing Kenny's name on the goddamn chat. That's the problem. Kenny dominates the chat and needs to be given a fastball right in his fucking head. I was having a good day listening to fucking Mr. Jones, and now I'm sad because I can't write 800 fucking messages.
Q94.5.
And save money. That's no nonsense. That's
basically starting off 4-0.
This is
in Major League Baseball.
X's and
There's
Bros.
a lot of season to play.
We're talking sports.
There's a lot of games to go, including tonight's contest against the LA Kings at 7 o'clock over on Bally Sports Detroit.
I don't even know why. I slammed my car into park, ran down there, was the first on the scene with him, and he was talking and everything, but we were like, don't move, don't move, don't move. And somebody else came. It was in the middle of the country. In the middle of it was out in the middle of nowhere. McBain.
Sounds like
that's
Michelle.
Where it is. Vogel Center, McBain
like some
area.
serious story.
And we get the cops come, everybody comes, we're picking up all his stuff's scattered all over and we're all done. I told you, like 20 Amish people lined up like children of the corn. Hello.
This is from
what
last
happened
week.
to him? And they had one
I actually
spokesperson.
heard
What
this
happened
story,
to him? I go, he's going to be fine. He's going
last
to be
week
fine.
on the show. I think
Like,
they're replaying
spokesperson
something.
for all the Amish.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
Because that's what you do.
O'ReillyAuto.com.
If you have a bit that's like your big hitter that you felt was like, oh my God, we crushed it. What you do, if you did it at like 9 a.m., you run it again at like 7 a.m. the next day. And then the next day, you run it at 8 a.m. And then the fourth day that you run this big chuckle fest is 6 a.m.
You don't need to get that personal.
And then you do it again at 9 a.m. the fifth day. So if you do anything funny because you're filling so much time, it's really not that much time.
Prices vary by state.
That's what you do.
May vary.
Are you seeing the telomeres here? Come here, look at the scope.
Dr. O'Connor.
Showers and maybe a snowflake, low 30s. And same for tomorrow with a high
That's
in the
Andy
low
Wren
30s again. And right now, what are we looking at?
Legendary.
Temperature still. And our skies are cloudy and are rainy out there as well. Phone's ringing. Hi, good morning, the river.
Yes, I just want to give a shout out. You gave a shout out to Michigan State.
He goes, the phone's ringing. Hello. This is recorded.
22-21 after 6 years.
Oh my God, I've got to go to the phones.
That was
Hello.
That's pretty remarkable.
It was huge. We were there.
616-315-0166 in East Grand Rapids and in Holland.
Religious or something. I don't know.
Debt. But years later, at 25, making loan payments...
I know, but this is important. It's not about my tears. It's about getting the information out there.
What's his name? Mojo in the morning.
Verizon, get the Google Pro on us.
There is a story today that's gone viral about a couple in England who were getting married, and two elderly people ended up having to go to the hospital at the reception because they ate cupcakes that were spiked with cannabis. I cannot imagine having that happen at my wedding. No. I would kill someone. Now they're claiming we didn't know that any of the cupcakes had cannabis. Somebody is trying to
this is
get
West
us
Michigan's only all-female morning show. Did you know that?
Friends. Yes. Which one did it?
In all honesty, whether it's somebody who just can't stop talking or it's somebody who's got a laugh that's just piercing your eardrum.
Working with businesses, pivoting as the world changes. With
This is Thunder 107.3.
Rather not. Rather not. The first one's about a clown stalking, killing women. 90
That's it. There ain't shit on there. Come on. It's tough to find something that's good. It's hard to believe that, back in the day, that was the only game in town. The only game in town. Is Tommy in the Morning still on the radio? I don't know. I don't know who the fuck that is. Holy cow. By the way, Josh Brown's going to get a timeout too. He's asking for it. Yeah, you're getting one too. It's just kind of like an accumulation of points. Amanda gets one too because she just announced club hockey results. What the fuck? Do you actually think there's anyone on the planet who gives a shit about CMU girls club hockey, you asshole? The only reason why you give a shit is because your dumbass daughter's playing. Shut up. My God. CMU girls club hockey results? What is going on here? Awful. My God. As I sit here, I'm still limping around like an idiot with this ridiculous foot injury. I think the stitches come out in a couple of days. But so yesterday, I'm like looking at all this because I did actually get several branches cut down before the moment of truth went down. My sweet neighbor, the Hallelujahs, dragged them all off to the side, so they're on like the grass, and the ladder's still there. I haven't done shit, and I got to get this fucking done. Get the ladder out of there and start like clipping all these small little branches. They're going to go into the yard waste dumpster. And then I got to actually fire up the chainsaw yesterday. And the Hallelujahs come home from church. And Brian rolls down the window. He goes, and I don't yet have the saw running, but he knows it's coming. He goes, "Everything okay here?" I go, "Yeah, man, it's cool. I got it." He knows it's coming. I put my footwear on. I put on a pair of boots. And by the way, there are no boots that exist that are chainsaw proof. I've looked it up. There's one product, a pair of boots that have like those fibers on the inside that's supposed to stop a saw blade, like the chaps that I have. If the blade touches the chaps, the fibers that are in the chaps will stop the saw blade, gum it up. You know. Someone finally got the bright idea to put that shit inside of boots. But I watched some reviews. I actually am concerned. I don't want to cut my feet off. Steel toe boots that have those fibers inside of the, and it didn't work. The guy, it's this Russian dude. He tested it, and it was better protection than Crocs, to be sure, but I don't think they've perfected this. So I put on my boots, which I don't know if they're any more or less protection than a pair of Crocs. Probably more, but it's still, there's really not much you can do. It's still a good idea to wear steel toes because if the log falls on your foot, that's going to hurt like fuck. And, frankly, when I split the logs with an axe, you should wear eye protection and steel toe boots because you might miss and hit your fucking foot. Do I do that? No. Should I? Yes. Will I? I don't know. Possibly. But yesterday was not the day to have 100% safety in mind, even though I'm less than 1 week away from when I try to saw my foot off. But I got the chaps on. I got the helmet on. I got the thing over my fucking face and my boots that won't help me. And no, man, I cut the shit out of that thing. And one thing I noticed when cutting up these logs is that it's no surprise that when I was cutting that one branch, how it snapped on me. And it's because they're full of water and heavy. Holy shit. But so I got all this done, cleaned up my mess. Good. Perfect. Shut the saw off. I'm done. And then I started looking up at the tree and I go, there is no way in hell that I'm going to pay somebody to trim this tree. There's no way in hell. This is too easy of a job. I know I can do this. And I can. And I'm going to. However, I'm not going to be on a ladder. And I am not going to use a chainsaw. So I broke the news to Diane. I go, she's like, okay, I'm going to call the tree company. I go, I'm not doing it. Why? I go, I don't want to. I know I can cut this tree. So then it dawned on me, those long-handled saws, they're manual. Just for this exact reason. And I found one on Amazon. It's like $89. And it's telescoping. It can go 70 feet in the air, which I don't need that much. This tree's no more than 30 feet tall. And it's just, you just fucking, like a regular saw, hand saw, pruning. And that's all I need. And so that's happening. I am going to do that. My feet are on the ground. I'm not using power tools. What could possibly go wrong? So that is in the works. I'm going to buy that damn thing. And, yeah. Aram says, I only use long handle saws. Good upper body workout. Oh, yeah. That's going to be a lot of work. There's no question. But I'm not going to hurt myself. And I'm not going to have to pay $1,000 to get my tree trimmed. Excuse me. Kenny says, speaking of Crocs, what a crock to give me a timeout for nothing. Wow. Here's another 10 minutes. You'll learn. You will learn. Eventually, you will get it through your thick skull to minimize your discussions. You're too much, and you deserve every bit of this. All right? So I'm going to give you another one the next time I owe you 3. Eric sure is extra cranky today. There's a timeout. Timeout coming to Zildjian. That's a timeout for you, too. I am making up for Friday. No timeouts given. Aram says, Kenny, send your comments to him through emails. Aram's getting a timeout. 10 minutes. I'm giving him out like candy. Tyler is sympathetic to Kenny. He says, poor Kenny. He's getting a timeout. Everybody's getting a damn timeout today. Corey says, tune in next week when Eric has a concussion. Watch it. Watch it.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a Samsung bespoke laundry set washing and drying a full load in under an hour, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. Final days to save up to $1,052 on the new Samsung bespoke laundry set ends October 19th at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Offer valid September 29th through October 19th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Okay. Friday, the hockey game, the Griffins sucked. It was horrible, tough to watch. Saturday, they won. Saturday, before the game, I realized no one in my family wanted to use the tickets. I get 4 tickets every game. Great seats. Lower bowl. Oh, just high enough. You get perfect vantage point. Absolutely the best seats in the house. And since no one was using the tickets, I said, I'm going to give these fuckers away. Someone's going to go to the game. So I like to have a little fun with this. And I wrote on Facebook, I have 4 lower bowl tickets for tonight's Grand Rapids Griffins hockey game. I will give them away. You have to leave a comment with a horrible insult about your old pal Eric Zane and why me, sucks. And only enter if you can go to tonight's game. I will transfer them to you. Like you just put in your cell phone number. Like if you win, I'd message you and you give me your number and I'll send you the damn tickets. We did get a winner, and it's awesome. And I wanted to read these because some of these were just so fucking funny. Stu weighed in with Julius was better at morning radio. And then he follows up with this one cut you deep. After he said this one cut you deep, Tim Kuiper said, not as deep as a chainsaw eating its way through a crock. Stu said, oh, it's deeper. Chainsaw doesn't get you emotionally. I love this. Madison wrote, not my Madison, but Madison wrote, my husband was your neighbor. He said you smell like shit and you don't know how to mow a fucking lawn. Now, I love that one, and I don't know who she is, nor do I know who the husband is. I'm going to take a look, see if I recognize this guy. I don't see. She doesn't have any picture of the husband, so I don't know. But anyway, thank you. That was awesome. I loved that. That was a funny-ass crack. You smell like shit. You don't know how to mow a fucking lawn. Excellent work there. I actually gave Madison there an honorable mention. Doan gets involved. The Motor City Man.
The Motor City Man.
I don't know what it is with Doan. He's got a very serious look to his face. Yes, young man.
The Motor City Man.
Did you just call him Motor City Man? Did you take some? Doan would always come to work high. Some Roofalon before you. I don't know what it is about you. There's some degree of slurring going on, perhaps some pie-eyed look.
The Motor City Man.
The Motor City Man. Doan says, you let that Doan kid walk in the early stages of the show, and 107.3 WBBL crumbled so bad at the point it isn't even a sports station anymore, and you totally are just like a gnome. But I love you anyways. Let's see here. Nate wrote, glad to see you took lessons from Meathead about using power equipment. The Crocs only added to your ignorance. Just wish it was your tongue you cut with the chainsaw so you'd stop spewing your love of your man crush, Governor Jenner. Too bad I can't see your gimpy ass try to shuffle limp across the ice at the game. By the way, I can't make the game. I just wanted to insult you. Kyle says, I know I'm late, but so are you to the finish line in every race you run. Brandon says your shot clock PA announcement at the Deltaplex sucked. Devin says your ears remind me of Shrek. You suck, Mary Beth says, than the drains in my... Wait a minute. You suck worse than the drains in the sewer. Oh. Robert says, not sure about old pal, but you sucked on free beer and hot wings. Your own radio show, Blue, made Dear Meathead look bad. Podcast is pod bad. Brandon, your life is a code brown on the drive into work. Eric Zane sucks because he won't drop the hammer on those who deserve it, huh? Dude gets double-crossed by some of the closest people to him, and he takes the high road. What? I do? The fuck is this guy talking about? Every single time. Bury those stupid motherfuckers. There is no greater content than an old-school triggered easy beat-up session. Also, Dude Shadow is 1,000 times better than Eric Zane. I don't know if this guy's accurate on that. Derek's as ugly as human alive. That ridiculous huge nose and those god-awful shirts he wears. Complete loser. I don't want the tickets. I just did not want to miss the chance to insult Zane. Fucking Dave Fox from old school GRD days writes, hey, dick face. The content of your podcast stinks as much as the deepest layer of prehistoric frog shit at the bottom of a New Jersey scum swamp. Adam says you're short and can't drive a limo for shit. Ben Weller writes, damn, too bad this is over. Everyone missed the low-hanging fruit. You manipulate your audience to do your bidding, and when you're done with them, you dump them to the curb and then verbally accost them into oblivion, only to repeat the cycle. Fuck. Andrew adds, it's funny you think any of us is your pal. We're just here for the free stuff. But all of those pale in comparison to our winner. Lee Abshire writes, you literally don't know how to keep your mouth shut. So you get fired from a garbage show and have to start a worthless podcast that no one likes to support a family that people only like because you have a hot daughter. What the fuck? I wrote, ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Congrats. I'll message you. So I sent this piece of shit the tickets. Butch says, good choice. Michelle says, Lee, this is great. Lee takes a victory lap. He says, thanks. I had to try and go for the throat. Love hockey and actually think Zane is great. Rick S writes, ha, 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 that's brutal, but spot on. Joy writes, harsh, but funny as hell. Lindsay says, your winner hit the nail on the head. I responded with, I know. That was awesome. That went epically as planned. Makes me happy. All right. Thank you if you've been watching this show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. But it's time to say goodbye. If you want the rest of the show as it happens live, I do it every day uninterrupted on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Go there, give yourself a little fancy username, follow it, and then subscribe to it for free with your Amazon Prime. If you subscribe for free, and you have to do it every month, you get the show without any commercial interruptions on the video live stream. So there you go. Throw that out there for you. But otherwise, wherever you download podcasts, if you want the full audio podcast, just search me out. I'm on all the platforms. And then just subscribe to the audio podcast if you want to get it and listen whenever you want. And on twitch.tv, the video replay is on demand when I get done. So you can watch old shows, or if you miss anything, it's all there. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Thank you so much. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT, and YouTube brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Hang on, I need water. Ugh. Smells like shit in here again. Thank you to one of these dogs. What the hell? Hockey over the weekend. Wow. So I'm sitting there, ringside, in between the penalty boxes. Now, here's the dynamic. There's probably 15 or so off-ice officials. Two or three of them are at ice level. Everybody's got a very specific job. Actually, there's more than three. There's two penalty box attendants who inform who's ever in the sin bin. Hey, it's, opens the door for them, shit like that. Where I am in between the penalty boxes, there is the scorekeeper, the timeout coordinator. When I say scorekeeper, I mean the guy who's writing down who's got the goals and the assists and noting the penalties, writing it all down on a game sheet that gets sent over to the league after the game. There's also the person who's running the score clock, the timer. Okay, so you got the scorekeeper with writing all the shit down, and then the timer who's in charge of this big piece of equipment, putting the penalties up on the board that show up on the spot above the ice, the big scoreboard, and then starts the clock, stops the clock, and then there's a timeout coordinator. Guy's name is Terry Marshall, and everybody's got these small little intricate roles. All of this group. And then there's a couple dozen or dozen and a half people way upstairs that are paying attention to ice time and video feeds and all sorts of shit. It's a real dance. There's a lot of moving parts. Now, all of the people that do it for the American Hockey League are volunteers. They don't get shit. They get like 2 tickets to the game and like a meal. Like a voucher to go get a hot dog. I'm not even kidding. That's it. So the people, what the league does and what the team relies on is that people who love hockey, who there's huge value to 2 tickets. They love being there. So it's all a volunteer staff. The person who runs the score clock and the timer. Her name is Josie, and she's the absolute best. And I don't know how she pulls it off, but Josie can have a regular conversation with you about anything. And while she's talking, she's starting and stopping the clock perfectly every time. So she's sitting there bitching to you about whatever, or telling you a story, and she talks like a million miles an hour. And she usually, if there's any silence, you hear her voice because she doesn't stop talking. So she's busy bitching to me about something. And then the ref, the linesmen are having a face-off, dropping the buck, and she starts the clock perfectly every time. And then she's listening for the whistle, and then she stops it. I mean, she's really, really good. Well, the first 2 games this year, she's not there. And that's a problem because no one does the job quite like her. Well, the guy that we got doing it, though, is the supervisor. And he stinks. I mean, he doesn't smell, but he is god-awful at doing this. Now, of all the things that you must do, there's really only one thing that is not negotiable. You cannot fuck up. Okay? The other things you can kind of, hey, I fucked up, and go back and fix it. But the one thing that you cannot do is forget to start the clock when the ref drops the puck. Walt, I think he didn't start it more than he actually started the fucking clock. Friday, this happened at least twice. Walt, the clock. Oh! And he's looking right at the refs. He's looking at the linesman, and then he's got his hand on the thing, his thumb. And as soon as the puck hits the ice, and at the face-off, at the drop, you hit the button. That's it. And he's looking at it, and they drop the puck, and he's still looking at it. And his thumb hasn't moved. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Hit the fucking button, man. Holy shit. And then Saturday, even worse. Oh, my God. And it got so bad. It got so bad that, it's not my job to tell him to start the clock and stop the clock. It's, and I'm doing my own thing. I got shit I got to do. And at one point, I look up and I see players on the bench and coaches waving and pointing at the clock. And then you can hear fans going, clock, clock. I go, Walt, turn the goddamn clock on. Oh, okay, man. And I'm like, yeah, well, you're damn right I'm going to yell at you. What the fuck is this? What is going on? Jesus Christ. Oh. I got to get Josie on here. I got to call her right now. It was hideous. Fucked up the whole game. Hello? Hello?
Hey.
Hey, I'm on the podcast.
Okay. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Did I wake you up?
No, you're good.
Are you still, in Florida?
No, I got back last night at 11 something.
Well, thank fucking God. Unbelievable. I was just bitching on the podcast about, like every other time, people are screaming at fucking Walt to start the clock.
Were you one of them?
Of course. I go, Walt, start. And then he gets mad at me. I'm like, don't get mad at me, Walt. There's players, coaches, fans screaming at him to turn the clock on.
Oh, man.
You can never leave again. Ever. Never. It should be a paid position. It should be a $50,000 a year position.
No, they just need to not have him do it, probably.
I don't know. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure you're back. We got a game Wednesday, okay?
Yes, I will be there, and I don't plan on missing any other games this year at this moment.
Oh, my God. It was terrible. Okay.
I hear there's stories that I still need to hear.
Yeah, there are all sorts of issues. It's a timeout issue. So I'm talking about it on the podcast right now, so you'll be able to hear it on there, or I can tell you in person. It's just hideous.
All right. Well, it's nice to hear from you.
It's nice to hear you too, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, man. It's Josie. Okay. So, San Diego's down by a couple of goals. It's a very high-scoring game Saturday. They got like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. San Diego wants to call a timeout. Now, if a team calls a timeout, you get one the whole game. If they call a timeout, that is not the same as a media timeout. A media timeout happens first whistle after the 14th, even strength, first whistle after the 14-minute mark, 10-minute mark, and 6-minute mark. If it's not an icing. Then the red light goes on right next to where I am. That red light is like elevated so that several people can see this. It's very important that that red light goes on the media timeout. The reason why? First of all, the ice crew comes out with shovels, and they get all the snow that has been made from all of the skates scraping the ice. And it makes the ice a little bit more playable and faster. So they very quickly, in the zones, defensive zones, will scrape the ice with their shovels and get that snow off. While that's happening, radio goes to commercial and all that shit. So this is important that that red light goes on. Now, if that red light goes on, all these things have to happen. So people are waiting for it. And it only happens, the first whistle, if it's not an icing, even strength, first whistle after 14, 10, and 6 minutes. That's it. Everybody knows it like the back of their hand. Even the idiot PA announcer knows that. So you have to be aware of what icing is, and you say, hey, this is not a timeout, and that's why our timeout coordinator takes care of this, Terry Marshall. But he was not there on fucking Saturday night. So it's up to us to figure this shit out. As a group, we can collectively figure it out. Now, 4 minutes to go in the game, San Diego calls a timeout, different than a media timeout. I turn around. I'm like, all right, there's a timeout. I go, timeout, San Diego. And they have 60 seconds, come up with something, and then that's it. I turn around, the red light's on. The red light is not fucking supposed to be on. And by the way, there's a power play. What do you call it? The Griffins have a man in the penalty box. So you never take a media timeout when there's a man in the penalty box. And it's not even strength. So, holy shit, the red light goes on and the fucking ice crew comes out and they're scraping the ice, making it more playable for the team on the power play. San Diego. And they pull their goalie, so now they got like a 2-man advantage. I'm like, holy shit, Walt, what the fuck, man? I go, did you turn on the red light? Yeah. I go, well, why the fuck did you do that, Walt? Well, there's a timeout. I go, it's not a goddamn media timeout, Walt. It's a team timeout. Oh. And he shuts it off. I go, it doesn't matter now. Radio's in commercial. The ice crew's out scraping the ice, which is going to help the team on the attack on the power play. What the fuck, Walt? And he's like, oh, I didn't know. I go, you're the goddamn supervisor. How do you not know this shit? Jesus. Thank God they didn't score. Thank God they didn't score. Son of a bitch. All right. When this show's done, we got a Patreon bonus podcast. I want you to be part of it. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Really annoyed.
Hello.
Hey, happy Monday. How's it going, Kenny?
Happy Monday. Oh, yeah. It's a great Monday.
Are you all hurt again?
I'm all what?
Are you hurt?
Hurt?
Yeah.
No.
Like emotionally?
I'm not hurt.
Since you got banned?
No, just a little frustrated and annoyed.
What about? What is the problem? I mean, everybody got timeouts this morning.
It seemed like it.
I mean, Aram got a timeout, and Josh got a timeout. You got a timeout.
All right, Oprah.
Everybody got a timeout.
I know.
Okay, so get after it. Start making comments now. You can come back now. The timeout's over.
I figured you didn't want me to.
No, I want you to. I just, sometimes you like. I mean, you don't have to make a comment on every single word that comes out of my mouth. You can also enjoy the show.
I try to.
No, you don't. You don't. Kenny, you don't listen to any of the things I actually say. You hear words and then you write comments.
No. I tune out the Michigan sports talk, that's for sure.
Yeah, but usually you'll announce it. Hey, I'm tuning out the Michigan sports talk. I'll come back. I'll come back when it's something that's interesting to me. And then you'll like make that announcement, and then you'll make a joke, and then you'll say, hey, look at my joke. Hey, look at my funny joke.
No.
Oh, you don't? Really? Oh, you don't? That doesn't happen? Oh, I'm making that up.
Well, you're over-exaggerating.
I am. I am? Really?
Yeah. The same way you do making fun of my accent.
Kenny, there is no exaggeration. These are facts. Taxes are paid. We die. The sun rises. No exaggeration on the things you comment about. That's a fact.
Sure.
Okay. Hello, Kenny?
What? What?
All right. That's it. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't hurt,
And see, that also, like, you took what I said Friday or Thursday.
No, here we go.
You took what I said to mean, like, because you gave me a timeout or whatever, it bummed me out. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
I first told you I was having a shit morning, and that didn't help.
Yeah, no. It didn't help, and it should have helped. It should have. I should have. If you're in the same room, I'd have smacked the shit out of you, and that would have knocked some fucking sense into you. That's what should have happened. I'm hoping that eventually one of these days, me beating the shit out of you will make you go, God damn it, I got to start beating the shit out of people back.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need Kenny. We need angry Kenny.
Well, no, the world doesn't need angry Kenny. Trust me, there's been too much of that in the past.
All right. Okay, so are you really like a serial killer?
No, what the fuck? What is that?
I don't know. I mean, maybe you've been, because you said it's too much in the past, I didn't realize you were such a hothead.
I mean, I've had issues where I've gotten too angry in the past.
Oh, okay. You're a hothead. You're a hothead. Yeah. That's good.
I don't want to be that person ever again.
I want you to. All right.
You want me to?
Yes, I want Mad Kenny. All right, that's it. I'm bored.
All right.
See ya. Where was I? I've got some family dirt to unload. on the Patreon bonus podcast. Oh, wait until you hear this shit. Oh, God. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. The open and live stream of this show. Oh, my God. I'm so far behind. Okay, we are 1 hour into this show. There are 12 paid sponsors on this show, and I haven't done one of them. If I kept it, controlled and did 1 minute for each, which I never do, that would give us 12 of the 48 minutes are advertisements. Oh, my God. Now, typically, I like to give more. Can you imagine if in the next 60 minutes, 24 of those minutes were commercials? It's fucking terrible. I can't help it, though. I get going on this show, and I think that you would rather me some people like, I can't say for sure what you want, but would you rather me space it out evenly or go the front half of the show with as little commercial interruption as possible and then just kind of fill in the blanks in the back half? I like going along in that opening segment. And today is one of those days. Anyway, thank you, Kent County Health Department. Their website is accesskent.com/health. And if your family in the West Michigan area is having a bit of an issue keeping food on the table, please consider reaching out to the Kent County Health Department at accesskent.com/health for information on the WIC program. Okay? Women, infant, children. The way they do it is you get a card. It's loaded up with the things that you can get to keep your family fed. Milk, cheese, bread, peanut butter, whatever it may be. All right? And maybe this is not you, but perhaps it's someone you know. Friend of the family. Maybe maybe your kids play with someone who are down on their luck and they're too damn proud to do something like this. Help them out. Encourage someone to tap into the resources that are available to them with the Kent County Health Department. We have a paintball event coming up in less than 1 week. Paintball War number 20. The Chainsaw Foot Challenge is what we're titling this one at TC Paintball. We're going to start at 4 p.m. If you want in, reach out to me, Eric. Excuse me. Oh, boy. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I want to try to get as many as we can packed in for Paintball War number 20, the Chainsaw Foot Challenge. 4 p.m. Sunday. It's going to set you back $35. We're going to play paintball throughout the late stages that afternoon. Outdoors, weather permitting. If not, we'll take it indoors. No big deal. TCPaintballGR.com. We got a pizza party to get it all started from our friends at BC Pizza in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for this podcast. If your business is, in need of a tech makeover, the wrong thing to do is just start buying things online. You might buy some pieces of equipment that are inappropriate for what your business is utilizing tech for. Reach out to Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550, and they'll help you every step of the way with a complimentary consultation. College football over the weekend. Tennessee beats Alabama. Now, going into the game, Tennessee was ranked 6th. Tennessee or Bama was, They're top 2 or 3, something like that. 2 undefeated teams. Now, forever, Tennessee has sucked shit. When I lived there, they were very good. They were coming off of a national championship in 1998. And not really a ton happened after that. They were good, but not good enough to beat Florida. And that was the big team back then that Tennessee had to beat. Tennessee hated Steve Spurrier. So the Florida game was the big one. That was the Michigan versus Ohio State game. But I think nowadays, any team that is playing Alabama, that's the big one. So Alabama travels to Knoxville. And for the first time in a long time, Tennessee has a shot to beat them. Okay, now let me just say this about Tennessee football fans. They're fucking crazy. I've seen this myself. I've seen these people in action. In fact, in Tennessee, in Knoxville in particular, where the college is, this is a way of life. The sports talk stations in Knoxville, Tennessee, only talk Tennessee volunteer football. That's it. I mean, when Pat Summitt was the basketball coach, a women's basketball coach there, she's since passed. That was great. But I mean, if they win a national championship, the Lady Vols, but there's any degree of even somewhat tantalizing football news, that is going to trump the women's basketball news. Okay, it's that big there. I've never seen something so crazed. Tennessee volunteer football fans. Now, when I see Tennessee is playing Alabama in Knoxville and they've been having a great year, I'm like, well, maybe this is the year, man. Maybe they're going to win. And God help the community if they do win. Because these people are nuts. If they happen to beat Alabama, all hell is going to break loose. They did. Now, last time they beat Alabama was 2006. It's been that long. This is a one-sided affair. So the volunteer fans, when they have something as big as this happen, it's like they've won the national championship. If Alabama wins, it's any other fucking game. Okay? At the end of the day, Tennessee fans need to understand that they suck dick. Tennessee is horrible. Yes, they're okay right now, but they have no fucking shot at anything because ultimately they must beat Georgia, and they're not going to beat Georgia. And Bama is probably going to wind up going back to the playoffs. And I hate fucking Alabama. All right? But Tennessee fan needs to understand that ultimately they suck dick. They are not going to be in the playoffs. I'm telling you that right now. But these maniacs, these sick, twisted, perverted fucks that are Tennessee fans, the amount of energy they expend losing their shit and acting like fucking hillbilly degenerate losers is hysterical. When the guy kicked a field goal to win the game for Tennessee, the refs, this is what they did. They put their hands up, and then they sprinted off the fucking field like maniacs. They knew they're dead, and I think that they were killed. The Tennessee fans run on the field, and they're looking for blood. These Hilljacks ripped down the goalposts, and everybody made a big deal out of this because of what they did. But this has happened before. All right? When the team wins a big game, rather than act like they've been there before, well, they haven't, they freak out and destroy shit. So these Hilljacks run on the field, and they rip down the goalposts. Then they will take those goalposts and walk down Cumberland Avenue, which is the Strip. The fucking stadium is right on the Tennessee River. Okay? And, like, for example, video check. Look at it. Here they are on the field. They've destroyed the equipment. This ripped hillbilly is on here, and all these other fans are like, yeah, this guy's like, yeah, the fucking thing breaks. And then all these fans, is like the stadium holds 900,000 people. It's a big fucking bull ring. You know, like the Michigan Stadium, it's a bull. This one is not. It just goes straight up in the air, like 5,000 feet. It's incredible. This is the school's black guy. This dude right here, he was just minding his own business. He didn't even go to the game. And the fans said, hey, school black guy, get on these goalposts. So that's what he did. This is the coach of the team. His name's Josh Heupel. Look at, he's got a victory cigar. These assholes are such losers that they're acting like in a regular game, they've just won the national championship. This is disgusting. This is how shit schools behave when they finally win a fucking game. All right? Again, I hate Alabama, but they're so good. They would never dream of behaving like this. They just shove a football down your fucking throat and politely walk off the field. I've after seeing these disgusting Hilljacks, I now want Alabama to win. What a bunch of assholes. Video check. Let's go through this clip right here. This is, again, school black guy, and they're in the bowels of Neyland Stadium. Look at, see these guys here in the red? These are members of the Alabama marching band, and they're trying to protect their instruments. There's like drums there, whatever. And the fans in orange are getting ready to attack them. Look at, see these guys? They got their instruments here. Fuck you, fat bastard. Okay, now watch how stupid these Tennessee fans here. Because see this white pillar? To the right of that is the opening. To the left of it is fence. The goalposts won't fit through the opening, but they can't comprehend. Look at, they don't know what to do. These guys are stuck here. They're like, it's not going to fit. There's nothing we can do to make it fit. And then someone in the engineering school says, no, you just got to turn it sideways. The black guy, he's one. He says, hey, I know how to do this. You just got to turn sideways. And all these white guys go, thank you, black guy. Yeah, we did it. The black guy's got a cigar. Everybody got a cigar on the way out. Oh. So this continued. This is more of this nonsense.
As time expired.
Look at these fucking fans. They're like a mob.
It's ended up.
Here's the same clip I just showed you. That's Cumberland Avenue. That's what they do. They walk down the streets with the goalposts. Look at the dude in the suit here. Singing Rocky Top. These fucking vandals are singing Rocky Top. Okay. Now they're taking the goalposts and they throw them in the Tennessee River. And then they float down the river? I don't know. What's the significance of throwing them in the river? You'd think that they would like find an Alabama fan and shove it up his ass. These are the worst fans in sports. Okay? Their famed field, the checkerboard squared field, was destroyed. And I actually have proof of the fat bitch who destroyed the fucking field. Look at this fucking beast ripping up the turf. Jesus Christ, what a bunch of fucking animals. Man. Then, watch this. This chick right here. This is an Alabama fan. And she's got her camera on her face as Tennessee fans are saying terrible things to her. And she's upset. This is fucking the worst.
Yeah, we need to. Are you going to the natty? That's what I fucking thought, you fucking ugly ass piece of shit.
So, I think she's scared, but crying, but smiling. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, we need to. Are you going to the natty? That's what I fucking thought, you fucking ugly ass piece of shit.
Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh. Unbelievable. Tennessee wins the game. That was something. I don't know. A little much, in my opinion. But when your team sucks shit, all right? Tennessee, for years, has sucked so much dick. I mean, they've been terrible. And it's been a what do you call it? A revolving door of coaches. And they're just been just the worst. One of the worst teams in the SEC. And they finally are starting to play well. And their stupid Hilljack fans are wrecking it. Shame on them. Shame on them. And I hope Georgia beats the shit out of you idiots. Fucking Rocky Top. Fuck you. I hope Georgia kicks your ass, and I hope you don't make the college football playoffs. Meanwhile, the Michigan Wolverines, I guess, are pretty fucking good this year. I was not convinced. I think Harbaugh is a fuckface. But yet they are kicking the shit out of everyone. They annihilated Penn State. My God. So we have some really interesting things coming up because you have Georgia as the top team. And then Ohio State is 2. And then depending on who you like, it's Tennessee and Michigan in the top 4. Which is you only get 4 teams into the fucking playoffs, but Tennessee's going to get exposed. They're fucking dead. Georgia's going to kill them. It's going to be, well, I guess there's a lot that can happen. First of all, this weekend, Michigan State is one of the worst teams in football. But they play Michigan. All right? And they're hosting. Michigan State is hosting. So I expect this to be, I don't give a shit about the record. I don't care about any of that. It would be just like Michigan to play like a big bag of dicks and get the shit kicked out of them by Michigan State. That's what happened last year. But, last year they had Kenneth Walker. I think he scored like 5 TDs or some shit. So I don't know if that's going to happen again, but I'm telling you, all records go out the window with a game like this between Michigan State and Michigan. So who knows who's going to win that one? Again, Michigan State sucks shit. But you never know. If Michigan does happen to get by them, though, that's going to be kind of like I guess they could have a letdown against Ohio State, but it's going to set up for this Michigan-Ohio State matchup. And then Georgia-Tennessee, a lot of things can happen here. I take it back. Michigan State, they play in the next game, but not this weekend. There's like a bye week this weekend. One of those just kind of like sets the stage. So it's going to be great. I love college football. It's fucking awesome. All right. So there you go. That's what's up. I just could not get over that Tennessee victory. A great win by the team. But those fans are just sick fucks. They are. They're terrible. Awful fans. Okay. Thank you to Bennett Flooring Installation for being on board with the show. 616-318-0167. If you need flooring installed in your home, that's who you call, Bennett Flooring Installation. They will show up and give you a complimentary, not complimentary, it is complimentary, but they're giving you an estimate. Of course, estimates are complimentary. They want your business. They'll reach out. You reach out to, I'm fucking this up. God damn it. Call them, 616-318-0167, and get an estimate for the flooring. I suggest ripping out the old stuff yourself. I know I have to do that on my steps leading upstairs because there's now dog shit all over them because of me. 616-318-0167 for Bennett Flooring Installation. The flooring that I want you to install, I want you to buy it from Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. The discount outlet is the lowest price in the state of Michigan. I promise you that. That's before the Eric Zane Show Podcast 10% discount. When you mention my name, get an additional 10% off. That's right. This business is located behind the Little Caesars on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan. Can't miss it. So if you're local, this is where you go to get flooring. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. Can't forget about Bosco's Pub. Part of Terrace Square in Hudsonville, Michigan. Great place to get a burger, watch the game, have a beer, have a drink, hang out at Bosco's Pub. Award-winning hamburgers at Bosco's Pub. Online at boscospub.com. Open every day except Sunday for dinner. They'd love to be open for lunch too, but nobody wants to work anymore. All right. So tell me what you think about this. This mom on social media is getting all sorts of shit. She did not want her kid to get bullied. Now, as it goes, if when it comes to things that kids bully other kids about, something that I would think that a kid would get bullied about would be having a unibrow. Okay? And this mom has a kid, and the 3-year-old girl has this fucking unibrow. Now, that kid ends up going to preschool or school, and the only one with a unibrow, we're talking some serious bullying here. And I have oftentimes said that it's up to the parents to do everything they can to keep their kid from getting bullied. And if their kid doesn't like taking a bath and goes to school with greasy hair, it's going to get bullied. You got to make sure that the kid's clean. If the kid's clothes look like shit because They have dork clothes. That's something they're going to get bullied about. You got to make sure they look fly, for God's sake. Don't have your kid wearing stupid poverty idiot clothes. Well, that's all I can afford. That's all I can afford. Well, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. Turn tricks if you have to. Don't have your kid going to school wearing bullshit, stupid poverty clothes like I had to, because I got the shit kicked out of me for wearing Kmart tracks. So fuck you. Be a good mom. Dress your kids appropriately in clothes that makes them blend in with the rest of the class. If they've got fuck-face poverty clothes, they're going to get the shit kicked out of them. So don't do that. If your kid, picks his nose and eats it, beat the shit out of him so that he doesn't do that. When he goes to school, he's going to get the shit kicked out of him anyway. You got to do all. If your kid's gay and loves dick, all right? He's a boy, and all he wants to do is go to school, learn, and suck dick. You got to teach that kid how to fucking fight. Because when that kid goes to school and the rest of the school finds out that he's into sucking dick, they're going to beat the shit out of him. And then he's going to kill himself. But no, you teach him fucking Muay Thai, and then the first guy that gives him shit for sucking dick, he beats the shit out of him and then makes him suck his dick. That's how you do these things. You do not give your kids the opportunity to get bullied. All right? You got to make sure that your kids are protected and they blend in and they don't have any shit against them so that they can learn. All right? They can do appropriate things in the classroom. I'm telling you, this is key. And if you send a little girl to school with a unibrow, she's going to get fucking bullied. So this brilliant mom decided, Kyle writes, teach him how to fight and suck dick. And take it from Kyle. Kyle's been sucking dick his whole life. He's gay as shit, okay? He has a husband. He's on Team Eric when it comes to this. I have never had a penis in my mouth. But if I did put dicks in my mouth and I'm going to school and I'm like, fuck, I can't wait to study, get some cock, and all that other shit, I'm not going to want to get the shit kicked out of me. I better well know how to fucking fight. All right? All right. Good. Glad we're all on the same page. This mom, everybody is giving her shit because she shot a video of the little kid getting her unibrow waxed. Okay? Kyle adds, that's how I was brought up. Really tough and really gay. Yes, you gotta send, if you're gonna be gay, you gotta be tough as fuck. All right? Kenny writes, wow, had to restart the phone. Oh, I thought it got quieter. What happened? There was an ad read last I knew. Now Eric's talking about going to school and sucking dick. You missed it, dumbass. If you didn't have an Android phone, you wouldn't have had to restart it, you stupid piece of shit. Shut up. All right. Audio check, video check. Here's this mom being a great parent.
Why'd you put those on your lips? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ow, that hurt me. Ow, Mom. That
Put those on your lips. Ready? All right, girl. Now you got 2 eyebrows. No more Florida's brow.
All right. No big deal. Okay? People are losing their shit over it.
Why'd you put those on your lips?
As someone with severe mommy issues, this is how it starts. My mom projected every insecurity she ever had because we looked so...
That's the mom on the left watching the video of this loudmouth saying, oh...
similar. And now I live in hell. Now I live in hell, and you're starting it with your daughter. Good job.
Oh, shut up. Shut the hell up. So... people are giving her grief, saying, oh, my God, that's so terrible. This is so bad. I can't believe you're doing this to your daughter. The chick who did it, when it all started, she wrote, my fellow Mexicans, y'all understand. Yeah, maybe that's a thing. But this woman is getting all sorts of shit because she waxed the kid's unibrow. All right? Leah Garcia, a realtor and content creator, is raising 2 daughters. She says she's waxing the daughter's brows for good reason, to protect her from bullies. Yes. And now the online community is divided. 27 million views. Garcia said her account's been flooded with comments from people who supported or disagreed with her parenting choice. The hate is on another level. I've never experienced anything like it, she said. To be attacked as a mom when my intentions and my heart are so pure when it comes to this situation, that hurts. Yeah, I wouldn't quite say it hurts. If I were her, I would, respond like a fiery Mexican and say, fuck you. Fuck you. Garcia said that in her household, eyebrow waxing is a standard procedure that started when her eldest kid was 3. It's kind of a routine that we do in the house, she said. So if I'm getting waxed, which I have to do weekly, I just kind of make an announcement to the house. Hey, guys, I'm waxing. Anybody wants one, come in. She said she'd never consulted a medical professional, but a family member who was in cosmetology school was the first to carry out the hair removal treatment. Eventually, Garcia began waxing her eldest herself. No big deal. She's just a grown woman trapped in a little girl's body. She's joking, obviously. I took the opportunity to wax her when she asked for it. She's never cried. Common accusation and the criticism she's gotten is that she's projecting her own insecurities onto her daughter. To that, Garcia said she could almost guarantee that those people have never been bullied for having a unibrow. Yeah, I can only imagine if you're a chick and you're with other young children and you just show up to school and then everybody starts giving you shit. I mean, that's tough on a kid. I mean, come on, shut the fuck up. She said she vividly remembers being made fun of in school for having bushy eyebrows, as her parents didn't allow her to try any hair removal methods as a child. You walk in and then the kids are like, oh, yeah, I bet you got a huge muff. Because that's what they're going to say. As soon as, it's going to start, I was saying, you got a caterpillar. And then one kid's going to see, figure it out and then start making muff cracks on her. And then that's going to be, she's like, oh, fuck, you're right. I do have a huge muff. Oh, no. My parents did a phenomenal job making sure that I was a confident little girl, making sure that I knew that I was beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're a sweet Mexican lady, a señorita, Latina, and you got to be very upfront with your little girls with this. And she is, and I applaud her. She's going to say, look, you're going to have a giant muff. That thing needs to be kept clean. And we need to make sure that your eyebrows look perfect, like the Latina princess that you are. And if you don't, you're going to look like a fuck. And everybody's going to call you terrible racist names. I was beautiful, even though I did have bushy eyebrows, she said. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change the horrific experience when you're a kid at school without your parents, without your siblings having your back. She said she wanted a different experience for her kid. She added that while her daughters would inevitably be self-conscious about some things about their appearance, and you can't unring the bell. You go to school with a giant unibrow once, you're dead. You don't want that. The mom says it's an easy fix. All right. Me waxing my daughter's unibrow doesn't mean that I think they're flawed, she said. It doesn't mean that it does. They are, and you got to be honest and say, yeah, just want you to know that we can correct this, but this is a birth defect. What you have here with this unibrow is hideous, and so we're going to get rid of that. And I want you to do this for the rest of your life going forward. I'm genuinely trying to protect. And then just say, and if we don't get rid of this, people are going to beat the shit out of you. You're going to go to school and someone's immediately going to kick you right where the babies fly out. You don't want that. A child and adolescent psychologist weighs in on this. Angela Karanja, a child and adolescent psychologist who founded Raising Remarkable Teenagers, said she viewed Garcia's waxing Bliss, the child's name is Bliss, as a self-care practice that seemed to be coming from a place of fear. Yeah, okay. My suggestion is, in addition to doing the waxing, focus on building, so she's not saying don't do it, focus on building her child's self-worth and esteem from within. Karanja said, bullshit. No, you say, if we don't get rid of this, you're going to be ugly, okay? We're going to get rid of this so that people don't beat the shit out of you. Remind the child she is worthy and beautiful no matter what, because her beauty is not an external thing. I disagree with all of that. Say, honey, if you start this practice now, first of all, you are going to be beautiful because you're my daughter. But if you don't do this, you won't be beautiful. And if you're not beautiful, you will not be able to marry an attractive man, and you will have ugly kids. You need to break this all down with the kid, okay? Be out in front, be honest with them, and that's the end of it. However, she added it's important to teach children to look after their appearance and liken removing extra hair on the face to correcting crooked teeth, okay? This is good, she said. It's for the kids' highest good. Karanja said it's also important to assess that some of the Zaniacs' parents should have done that, or at least told them not to fucking take meth. Karanja said it's also important to assess the motive behind the action. She cautioned against parents projecting their own fears, like a fear of bullying, onto their children, which can lead to disallowing a child their own expression and authenticity. Now, fuck all that shit. No, you got to tell them that we got to wax this, and then you're going to become a black belt. And if anyone does actually pick on you, settle it with your fists on the playground. And that's the end of it. And I will act mad when the school calls. But no. In fact, the first day of school, I want you to march up to the biggest bitch and knock her the fuck out and lay down the law. It's kind of like what you do in prison. Find the biggest motherfucker, take him out quickly, and then everybody's going to see that shit, and then you're good to go. That's how you stop. Okay, yes, I think it's important that I write a book called The Eric Zane Guide to Stopping Bullying. I got this all figured out. All right. All right, where am I? Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Kraft got married. That's right. The owner of the New England Patriots, Bob Kraft, is now married. Now, when you have $10.5 billion with a B dollars, you put out the call and important people show up. When it comes to this marriage, no one even knew Bob and Dana were getting married. Bob is 81. Dana, who is a physician, is 47. So that's gross. I don't know, man. So at 52, I would say if I'm okay, because Bob Kraft's last wife died. So I want some companionship. Now, if I were him, I'd marry someone his age. Instead, he's marrying this chick. And God, I wonder if there's a prenup. And I think that should be talked about. the only thing anyone wants to know is whether or not there's a prenup here. And if she actually enjoys having sex with an 81-year-old man. Now, ladies in the audience, some of you are about that age range, 47-ish, give or take 5. Hell, I don't even care if it's give or take 10 or 15. 81. You're having sex with an 81-year-old man. How in the world are you going to have an orgasm when you feel nauseous, when you actually feel sick, that there's an 81-year-old man in your body? That's horrible. Jesus. So there's that. When you have $10.5 million, billion dollars, you invite all your friends. And in fact, he invited all these friends for a very, very important party, he said, but no one knew that they were getting married. And then all of a sudden they walk out and they're having the ceremony. And I think Tom Brady missed practice or some shit. Like Bob Kraft said, hey, I'm having a big bash. You got to be there, man. And sure enough, there he is in the back, looking like he's 23 years old. He actually is starting to look a little like Skeletor now, especially right there. That's Randy Moss. I don't know who the rest of these fuckers are. Is that the dude from American Idol? Randy Jackson? I don't know. I just see a bunch of black dudes. And Brady, and then this one white guy. And his lovely wife. She's 47. Dana, what's her face? Okay. There's more to this. When you have $10 billion, you go big or you go home. 200 guests at a surprise wedding ceremony on Friday night at the Hall des Lumières in New York City. Kraft invited a slew of star-studded guests to a kickoff and touchdown party. Hey, Tom Brady, I'm having a kickoff and touchdown party. Can you go? And Tom's like, yeah, man, I don't give a shit. I got nothing going on. I left my wife and kids to play football again because I'm an asshole. And by the way, my team sucks now. We're 3-3. We got the shit kicked out of us by a rookie quarterback. Yeah. The tandem of Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky beat the Bucks. Fuck you, Brady. Serves you right for leaving your wife and kids, you piece of shit. He's like, yeah, I got nothing going on. I'll just leave the team. So Brady's there. A source who attended the event told People magazine most guests were completely taken by surprise. Most of the people didn't know it was a wedding celebration. We thought it was a party. And then we went upstairs and a screen opened and Robert and Dana came out. She was in a wedding dress. And all of a sudden, on the microphone is Elton John. Speaking of sucking dick, Elton John announced them as husband and wife. And then Meek Mill wrote a song for them. Did he write it right then? It says Meek Mill wrote a song for him. He's like, hang on, let me write a song. I think he had it written, which he then gave the song to Ed Sheeran. And he sang the song. Or did Meek sing it with Ed Sheeran as the backup? I don't know. It doesn't fucking matter. You know? The source also noted that there was an amazing spread, including caviar, Reuben's, like, I guess Reuben sandwiches? Reuben sandwiches, huh? Pigs in a blanket, and niches. I don't know what niches are. There must be some significance to having pigs in a blanket there. I mean, and seriously, side note, caviar. I'm guessing no one here in the audience has eaten this. So it's the eggs of fish And in fact, whenever there's fish eggs on sushi, I knock that shit off. It's too gross to me. The idea of eating that. Does it taste really great? It must, right? It's so expensive. Page 6 said the couple shared a 10-minute video with their guest, snooze, before NFL commentator Al Michaels introduced them to the crowd. I wonder if he made him say, "Do you believe in miracles?" It is unclear, however, when exactly Kraft and Bloomberg officially said "I do" to one another. And that's it, I guess. During a Kraft and Bloomberg special evening, they were joined by a series of stars, including Tom Brady, John Bon Jovi, who I hope did not sing. A guy can't sing anymore. Kenny Chesney was there. Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, was there. NBA commissioner Adam Silver was there. Tom Brady, solo. As Giselle is looking for the next Mrs. Bunchen. What an asshole Tom Brady is. All the wife wanted to do, all she did was said to him, "Look, you've been playing football for 22 years. Your records will never be broken. The kids are growing up. All I want is a steady supply of dick, not to be living in Florida, and to spend billions of dollars. Do you think you can handle that? Do you think you can manage banging a supermodel, spending time with your kids, and spending an inexhaustible amount of money? Or do you want to play your stupid fucking football game for another half a year? Another 8 months? I've had it. I am Team Giselle. Oh, my God. This guy is a fucking idiot. To me, he's worse than Favre. Tom Brady is one of the worst people. It goes like this, pecking order. Worst people to ever play football. Ray Caruth, I'm getting it wrong. Third place, Ray Caruth. Second place, O.J. Simpson. Number 1, Tom Brady. Don't even argue. Okay? Can't be any other order. Horrible. What the hell is that guy thinking? Jesus. Let's see here. Kraft and Bloomberg began dating in 2019. In June of that year, they made their public debut as a couple at the French Open. How embarrassing is that? This 47-year-old hot chick is married to this fucking fossil. That is just disgusting. Look at him. Look at her. She's all young and energetic. She's with this dude who's old enough to be her grandfather. Disgusting. God. Look at it. His neck is so fat, it actually looks like a large vagina. He has such crazy neck folds. His giblets there. This is gross. I hope there's no prenup. I hope she takes all of his fucking money. Man. It's unknown how or when they first met, but they were first seen together in 2017 at an Elton John AIDS Foundation event where Dana Bloomberg posed with one of Kraft's Super Bowl rings. Designer Tommy Hilfiger later broke. This is the same guy who, so they've been doing this, seeing each other since 2017. Do you remember at that one Super Bowl when this piece of shit went to the Asian spa in Florida during the Super Bowl weekend and got a hand job from some trafficked Asian chick? And this disgusting chick, now that he's marrying, is like, yeah, I don't have any problem with that. No big deal. Fucking rich people are disgusting, man. They are just fucking gross. Wealthy people make me sick. They're just not normal. They just don't do anything normal. And you know what they have to do? Because they're not like you and I. I was talking with my brother-in-law, Charity Scam Mike, because we have a relative who's super wealthy, who's always bitching about everything. This relative of ours. And Mike came up with that he's always pissed because he doesn't have any real problems. He doesn't have to worry about money. He doesn't have any stress in his life about, who's going to pay this bill or so he has to create problems for himself that are not really problems. You know what I mean? That's what rich people do with their money. Like shit that's not an issue, they go ahead and fucking erupt. Their heads explode because they have no goddamn problems. If you have all the money in the world, you think that you'd just be happy and easygoing. But no, they've got to start fucking fights with everybody because they're cocks. The money makes them retarded. That's what you have. Hang on. Bruce, you better not be doing what I think you're doing. All right. His face, he's got that sore on his face, and then it starts to heal. Then he starts rubbing his face on the carpet, okay, when it starts to itch, which rips the scab off. So I've been putting him in a leash and, yank on the leash, and I just took it off him not long ago. Hey, I'll put that leash right back on you, because if I have the leash on him, I can just tug him and he'll stop, because when you put the cone of shame around him, it's really bad. It doesn't work. He freaks out. All right. On the Patreon today, I cannot wait to talk about the guy who is running for some type of political office in Manhattan. And he made a porno with a porn star he did it and released it to get his name out there. And it's working. He might win the election. He's going on a platform that we need to make all prostitution legal. And he wants to start a whole industry of sex workers in New York City. So this fucking dude hires a porn star and makes a porno. We got to talk about this. Talk about it on the Patreon. I'm also going to get into the Twitch streamer, similar to what I'm doing now, who is also a porn star. I think she shoots pornos, and then she goes on Twitch and talks about the porno she shot. It actually sounds pretty interesting, actually. But she was at a thing called Twitchcon. So all these loser streamers get together at one big festival or convention. There's that's what everybody does these days. They get together and they have a convention. Isn't there one called Podcast Convention or something like that? Podcast Movement. That's the piece of shit one where Ben Shapiro just happened to be walking through the hotel where it was held. And then the people at Podcast Movement had to post an apology that Ben Shapiro was walking through the hotel doing nothing. This is supposed to be a safe space for us podcasters. But Big Ben Shapiro's here. Idiots. I hate those conventions. I used to have to go to these radio conventions when I was doing radio at, and they just fucking suck. Oh. I don't know if it's the ADHD or the cheesiness of all these fucking radio people. Hated it. Anyway, she is at TwitchCon and she got badly hurt. And this whole thing is blowing up. It's a great story, though. I can't wait to tell you about it on Patreon. And I have to talk about these protesters trying to drum up some type of attention about bad things happening to the planet. Okay? And they went very extreme on this, and they were very successful in getting us to talk about the bad things happening to the planet. However, I don't like this type of maneuver that they did. So because of that, I'm going to go burn some plastic. But I want to show you what they did. There's video of them just trying to destroy a work of art. Okay? Those are things we're all going to talk about on the Patreon. So quit being a fucking asshole and sign up for the Patreon. I don't mean that. You're not an asshole. I'm just really, really wound up today, as you can tell. Okay. We're going to get to the asshole of the day in a moment. Before I get to that, I have way too many sponsors to share with you. And I want you to sit through all of them. Okay? Side note. My son wants to start podcasting. And I go, well, and he asked me for some equipment. So I do have equipment. I go, well, yeah, I can help you. I can set you up with everything you need. What are you going to podcast about? Well, my friend Tyler and I just think we're funny. I go, well, this is going to suck. No, I'm just kidding. I go, all right, well, you never know. He goes, just something we want to do. I go, well, I'll help you every step of the way. I go, whatever you do, though, make sure you get to it. When that show starts, don't take like 10 minutes to get warmed up about what you're going to. Don't kill time like some kind of dick. Get after it. Jump in there and start laying down the law like your dad does. Don't fuck around. Don't waste anybody's time. And God help you if you start to sound like shit. Because if it sucks, I'm probably going to have to feature you on this podcast. And I'm probably going to tell Carl, too. And that'll straighten any bad habits out really quick. Open enrollment for healthcare.gov starts November 1. If you are self-employed, or your employer does not offer insurance, or you are currently jobless, you still need health care. It's time to think about this. Reach out to Frank Fuss, and he will help you every step of the way. Frank owns and is the CEO, owner, operator, CEO, head honcho, big cheese, boss of My Policy Shop Insurance, a licensed independent insurance agent / broker, number 1 in Michigan, as voted on by the insurance industry. He can help you every step of the way, and the best part is it's free. A guy like Frank makes his money from insurance companies, not from consumers. 616-914-4070. I have been insuring myself, my wife, and my daughter Madison. Well, even before that, Jim and Jackie were on the policy too, but they have big people jobs now. They get their own insurance. Madison's still a student, is insured till 26. I take care of all of that through a policy that I purchased at healthcare.gov. I can't afford that, Eric Zane. The fuck you can't. Let Frank help you. You're just not aware of the things that are offered you by our wonderful government. This is the type of thing that like 5 years ago, Trump was like, we can't afford this. Obama put it in place, and Trump said, we can't afford it. And then it was up to John McCain, and John McCain said, thumbs down. And then, okay, well, guess what? It's working. Yeah, we can't afford it. We can't afford it as a country. The fuck we can't. Are you crazy? So what happens is the government pays a good portion of your premium each month. You pay some. You do have to contribute. It's not free. but they pay for a lot of it. And then if you make a lot of money, though, in your self-employed job or when you do your tax return, you got to pay that subsidy back. But if you don't, it's a wash. You don't pay it. That's how you do it. Healthcare.gov. Frank will walk you through every step of the way. He's also the Medicare Advantage Plan and Social Security guru. I almost said Social Security. We got comedy this week at Full House Comedy. Dan Cummins is in town, I do believe. FullHouseComedy.com. Buy a car at Sarah Honda Granville. Go there. They're on Kennewa in Granville, Michigan, just north of 44th Street. Test drive any new vehicle. And then you say yay or nay. I want this car or I don't. If you do, they go, all right, let's figure out what you want for options. You sit down. Yeah, I want it this color. I want these wheels. Oh, I got to have that. Yeah, I want that. I want that. Okay, when do I get it? Today? No. We have to go make your car. They actually push a button. It says make car. And then like a ticket shows up at the assembly line somewhere in America because they are built in America. And then they build the damn car. And then it shows up at Sarah Honda Granville. They prep it, fill it full of gas. And then you take it home. And then you, once you get it home, you throw out the floor mats. And you buy those WeatherTech ones. Sarah Honda Granville. Online at sarahhondagranville.com. SERRA HondaGranville.com. I think actually you can buy the Honda floor mats. Like one of those extra. Hey, you want the deluxe floor mats? One of those deals. They also have hundreds of certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot right now. You can walk in, pay, drive off. Or you can pay monthly, whatever you want. It's up to you. You can pay cash for the car if you got the extra cash laying around. That's what I suggest you do. Pay all the cash right there. So if you don't want a car payment, but you want a certified pre-owned car, come up with the money, pay that shit, and drive that car till the wheels fall off. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. Installing the Comfort Maker brand of furnaces and air conditioners. I saw Joe this weekend, Friday. He was honored as the season ticket holder of the game. How about that? Joe is one of a handful of Mexicans that loves hockey in West Michigan. They got like their own fan club. We honored Joe at the game. It was awesome. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. $79 for a furnace tune-up. Don't just flip the thing on at the start of the heating season. You got to get that thing serviced. $79 is all it's going to cost you. Hello to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids, right along 44th Street, a few blocks to the east of 131. Irvine's, right on Stafford. Call them, 616-532-6600. 616-532-6600. ER Vines. ERVines.com is the website. Last but not least, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Thank you, Mario. If you need a mortgage, Forbes just ranked the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage as the #1 mortgage team in America. 5-star rated. 231-332-6505. Anywhere in the U.S. with the exception of Alaska, Hawaii, Maine, South Carolina. Thank you, Mario. Get pre-approved on your mortgage so you know how much you can spend. Get more than the house. Let's say you're looking for a $200,000 house. Get approved for $220,000 if you can, because it's probably going to be a damn bidding war that takes place. Okay. Just like that, 2 hours in the books. The Eric Zane Show podcast rolls on. If you're enjoying the free podcast, again, I want to see you on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Another example of why Kenny gets banned. I've explained to you many times that when you tell me to look at previous comments, I don't have that ability to do that. If I ever see comments, it's because, like, they're highlighted. Okay? Like you just did. You highlighted it, so I saw it. Because I'm professional, I don't like going back and scrolling through because that allows for a lull and it's quiet and it's awkward. And, you know, it's how I do my job. So can I just tell you unequivocally, okay, that you should fuck off when it comes to trying to tell me what I need to do on the goddamn podcast. Okay? And too often, if someone says, hey, I said something funny, look at my funny comment. It's not. You aren't funny. All right? 9 times out of 10, you aren't. So please go have sex, you two fat fucks. All right. Assholes of the day are Kenny and Amanda for being stupid, trying to hijack the show, and being fat. There you go. Now that's funny. Brought to you by TC Paintball. Your assholes of the day are those two fat fucks. Thank you. Have a great day. And goodbye.